Okay, so here's the truth. You don't have a problem saying no, you have a problem maintaining it. And I think this is something that is an issue, especially with women. Um, Even at the highest level. See, we're so used to doing everything, keeping everything held together. We are the problem solver. And so when someone comes to us with anything, we automatically say, yes, I can solve it, instead of checking with our own selves, saying, am I able to do this? Do I feel well about doing this? Do I have anything else going on that the answer should be no? Does this serve me, not just them, but does it serve me in a capacity where I'll walk away, and even if I have to sacrifice something, I'm still good with actually saying, yes, I will do it. If none of those are working, then the answer should be no. But we have such a difficult time doing that because we would rather sit in our discomfort than the discomfort of disappointing someone else. But I have to tell you that in order to show up for yourself fully, you're going to disappoint people. You're going to disappoint a lot of them. But what you've been doing is being okay with disappointing yourself and not disappointing them. But then later you're upset. You're upset with you. You're angry. You're trying to figure out why your life looks like it's everybody else's and not your own because you have not controlled it. You have not taken full responsibility for your life. I don't care if you want them to think that you're kind or you want them to think that you're nice, which we've never been called to be nice. But either way, that doesn't matter. What matters more than anything else is how you value yourself, how you see yourself, how you see the time that you have, the access that people have to you, which is so incredibly valuable, and you can't use it loosely. You are not the problem solver of everyone and cannot solve one problem of your own. See, what we do is we say yes to everyone else and no to ourselves. Well, what I'm saying to you is that is an identity problem because when you understand how valuable you are, you will say yes to yourself first. Okay, we're going to say yes to God because that's off the top, number one. And then we're going to say yes to what it is that He's called us to do. Yes to us first. Yes to getting up early, showing up for yourself first before you take a whole bunch of phone calls. And then in the middle of the day, you're cranky and irritated and you don't know why because you have done nothing for yourself. You have spent no time maintaining who you are so that you can maintain your posture. See, when you understand how valuable you are, it won't matter whether they think that you're kind or not, or likable, or that you're a problem solver and you put your cape on and can solve everything. Okay. We come with the invisible cape. We come with it. You don't have to prove to anyone by constantly saying yes and coming through for them that you have a cape. Honey, you've been born with it. Before you were even born, God said, I knew you, I formed you. You in his image and his likeness, you've been having a cape. So bigger than anything else, you have to show up for yourself first. You don't have to prove anything to them, but you do have to honor yourself. You do have to keep your word to yourself. You do have to understand how valuable you are, how valuable what you carry within you is. And so when you say yes, that means you're giving your time, your attention, the weight, access to you. And there are plenty of times that you need to say yes. But when it's time to say no, when you don't feel well about it, when you know in your gut and your soul it's something that you should say no to, that even certain people shouldn't have free, loose access to you just because they want it, because it drains you and it makes it okay for them, time out for that. Time out for that. But I do understand that this has been a problem that has been forever and it didn't just start here. But what I wanted to do, I know I've said, oh, it will end here with me and in my family of women and the women that I coach and the women that I influence. You will learn to say no. Because let me tell you what else happens. What will happen is when you say yes, when you should have said no, and when all is said and done, all you do is feel bad about yourself. You start looking around and say, gosh, I don't have any time for myself. I did X, Y, and Z for so and so. And the moment that they don't show up for you in the capacity that you think that they should show up for you because you're constantly saying yes, you are upset. That's not their issue. That's your issue. All you have control over is you, what you do, what you say, how you show up, not for them, but for yourself first and then for them. So when we constantly say yes and we can't say no, you can't blame your irritation or your lack of energy or your lack of being able to get the things done that you have promised yourself you would get done on anybody else but yourself. You have to learn to hold and maintain your no. And let me show you what this looks like, just in case you don't. Okay, so you get a phone call. Can you come do X, Y, and Z, such and such, so and so? Now you've seen this video and you've got the courage. Nope, not gonna do it. I can't. I got X, Y, and Z. And it doesn't even matter if you have X, Y, and Z to do. It could just be like no. Because no is a complete sentence. We don't have to negotiate it. I don't care if you don't feel like it, you got other things to do, or if you just want to sit and be. If you say no and you feel that it's that the answer to the question is no, then you should hold that no. But here's what we do. We'll say no, right? We bold, we courageous in the moment. I'm fine with disappointing them. And then all of a sudden you'll start sitting there and you'll start thinking about, well, maybe I can move this around and maybe I can do that. And you start overthinking it. And then you go, and then you send them a text and go, well, what time was it and what day? Well, let me see. Maybe if I move such and such and so and so. And you consciously or unconsciously think they're going to go, oh, never mind, sis. Never mind. Go ahead on and do what you're going to do. I understand. No, they're not. No, they're not. You have to have control over what you do and how you honor you. They're not, because if you get back on the phone with someone or text someone and say, you know what, maybe I can, they'll say, okay. You over-explain, you overextend yourself, and then once you have said all of that, then you finally, that no turns into a yes. So what does that teach? First of all, yourself is that you don't know how to keep your word to yourself, that you don't feel valuable enough that you can say no, whether someone likes you or not, whether they're upset or not, whether they're disappointed or not, that you don't value that in yourself bigger than how you value what anyone else sees or thinks of you. Because I got news for you. The greatest thing that you could ever do for yourself and your confidence is to care more about what you think about you than what anyone else thinks about you. But the greatest downfall to your confidence and to you understanding your value is to care more about what someone else is thinking or saying about you than you do for yourself. So what do we do as high level women? We go, okay, I can do it. And then once we do it, and again, our time belongs to everyone else besides ourselves. Now we're irritated. And now we think somebody owes us something. They don't. They don't. You have to learn how to say no when it's a no and maintain and hold that no. Because when you do that, you not only will grow in a deeper level of honor, respect, confidence for yourself, but believe it or not, other people will grow in a higher level of respect for you when you're able to say no and maintain it. But the longer you say no and then you turn around and say yes because they've made you feel bad, or maybe they haven't done it, maybe they have though. People love to manipulate when we don't understand our value. They do it consciously and unconsciously. And maybe they've said nothing to you, but you feel the weight because you want people to understand that you will come through for them and that you will hold them down and that you are the one that gets things done. Well, in this era, here's what you need to decide. Are you going to come through for them first, or are you going to come through for yourself 1st? God is number one, but then there is you and how you steward every single thing that he has given you. That is your heart. That is your time. That is your gifts, your talents. That is everything. And part of you stewarding that well is saying no when you need to say no. And if it is something that you struggle with, stay close because I'm going to help you walk right on through it. And if you would like personal coaching through this, just reach out to me or DM me. All right. Remember, you are worth holding and maintaining your no.